If you guys are looking for some cheap coins on FC25, make sure you check out MMOEXP.com. Their link is down in the description. They're fast, cheap, and reliable. And if you use my code Rema, you can get yourself a lovely 5% discount. So, what's up guys, it's Hash here and welcome back to a brand new video. Now, in today's video guys, we have some tactics and instructions for the 4-4-1-1 formation which we used to get our 15 wins in the Elite Division yesterday. We still ain't claimed our rewards, but it did really well for me and a friend. So, yeah, the 4-4-1-1, really nice formation, very similar to the 4-4-2 in terms of structure. The only difference is you have that supporting cam instead of the two strikers, which makes building up a little bit easier. So yeah, with all that aside guys, let's get right into the video and I hope you enjoy. Okay then guys, so starting off with the tactics. For the preset, ensure you have it on custom. This is so you can make all of the changes that you need. When it's on custom, you can make all those modifications which are not possible by using the EA presets. So just use custom to ensure that you are not restricted in what you do. Then the formation we use is this 4-4-1-1 midfield here. It looks very similar to a 4-2-3-1 wide when you actually see it in the screen here. It's really good. So this is the one you are going to want to use. And then for the build-up style, guys, this is completely preference-based, but I like to use balanced in pretty much every formation I use. The reason I like balanced, guys, is because it gives me more consistent build-up. So when you use balance, sometimes your players will make those short runs, like they'll come short, and other times they'll make those darting runs in behind. So it's like a mix and it's like a mixture between short passing and counter. Which is why I do like it. That being said, if you guys prefer using like counter or short passing because you're more comfortable with that, then that is absolutely fine. You can go right ahead and use that. That is not an issue. Now for the defensive approach, I've said this a lot, but originally when I played this game, I tried using balanced and I didn't really like it because it felt like my opponent just had way too much space. It felt like there was a big disconnect between my midfield and the defense. There was just a big gap and I didn't like that. So I tried going to the other extreme with aggressive, and I enjoyed having that higher line, but what I didn't like is my players were always pressing out of control, so that wasn't great. So I kind of just settled for high, where we've still got that higher defensive line, we just have more control over when we press. So I enjoy using high, but again, if you guys want to use something else, then that is not a problem at all. Now, without the ball, this is what it looks like. The thing about tactics this year, I've said this a lot as well, is whichever formation you use to base your tactics off is the shape it will defending when you don't have the ball, and there's not much you can do about that. I do apologise about that notification. But yeah, so as you can see here, we do defend in that 4-4-1-1 shape, as you can see here. More interestingly, on the ball, it looks a little bit more like that. So we're going to quickly explain why I use what I use. I'm not going to try and take up all your time. And obviously there is the code as well if you want to just copy it. So for the striker, I like advanced forward. The reason I like it is because I feel like you get more out of them, especially in a one striker setup. So when you have them on advanced forward, they become more versatile. They'll do a bit of everything. You know, sometimes they make those runs in behind and act like a poacher. Other times they will come short and help you build up and things like that. So I really like advanced forward, but I know some of you like poacher as well, and that is absolutely fine to use. Now for this cam here, I like playmaker. I think it's the best role on the cam. Some people disagree, but I really like it. I feel like you can get a lot of the plays going through them, especially when they've got that plus or plus plus in the role. Nakata is like absolutely vital for me in that attack. So I really like playmaker as I feel like it gives me more creativity. But what some people like to use is shadow striker, which is also fine to do as well. But I don't personally like to use it all that much. Now for the right mid and the left mid, one of my favourite roles to come out of this year, which I really didn't think it would be, is having these left mids and right mids on the wide playmaker role. As you can see here, they kind of act like the wide ram and lamb from like the old 4-2-3-1 narrows in previous games, and it's just really nice to use. Like sometimes they're out wide and they help you run down the wing, and other times they just go into those narrow areas which are hard for the opponent to pick up, and you can get like finesse opportunity, trivellas, or you can do some short passes. I love this wide playmaker role, I'm not going to lie to you, it does a lot for me, so I have both of them on that. For the two centre mids, I pop them both on holding. The reason I like holding is because it helps give you more control over the game. So we've got like these three playmakers here, so the right mid, left mid and the cam, and they do quite a lot of the work with the striker, but sometimes you need to cut back, turn back, pass back, and you always have like these two centre mids here which help you keep that possession. They also act as like guardians in front of the back line, so if you lose out on possession, they're always there to mop up as well. So I love holding centre mids in this game, but again, if you want to put like one on box to box, that is also fine. Now, for the fullbacks, what I would advise is, if you can, if you have the players for it, I would pop them both on wing back, so the right back and the left back. The reason being is because the wide playmakers don't always give you crazy width, meaning you can be quite narrow in attack. So it is really useful to have wing backs to give you that extra width down the wing. It also gives you an easy switch of play, makes you more unpredictable. But as you can see here, I have Lizarazu as my left back, and he's got fullback plus as opposed to wing back. So I just opt to go with that. Even though it's not as ideal, I still think it's better to utilise his fullback plus as opposed to just slightly popping him up as a wing back. So I would advise wing back, but if you have like, you know, play with fullback plus like Lizarazu, then that's also fine to do. For the two centre backs, I have them on defender, and the goalkeeper, I also have them on goalkeeper. But yeah, guys, they're my tactics and instructions for the Elite Division in FC25. I hope you guys have enjoyed and found it useful. If you have, please be sure to drop it a like, sub to the channel if you are new, and don't forget to turn on those notifications. And yeah, well, that's all, guys. Hope you have a great rest of your day. I'll catch you all in the next one. Peace.